what I do, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Veda. If you don't already know, and if you do know, then groovy. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. So, if you did not know who I am, well, I am Sarah Veda. It has been over a year now since I have done any kind of like deep dive on a band or any kind of like products or anything like that pertaining to rockabilly slash psychobilly slash vintage slash pinup slash smush it all together, whatever you want to call it, culture. All that together, and that's what I do on this channel. So, I think the last one I did band-wise was Zombie Ghost Train, which for some reason has a bajillion views. I think I'm the only person that has done that. So yeah, because I like to do obscure bands that aren't together anymore. So yeah, today I thought I would talk about Spook and the Ghouls, which I also discovered when I was a teenager, and I absolutely love them. Not as much as Zombie Ghost Train, but I really like them and appreciate them and what they've done for psychobilly music. So, yes. So that's what we're going to talk about. And also, if you do want to see the Zombie Ghost Train video that I made, then I will leave it linked. I have also done Lemmy Kilmister and his rockabilly band, The Head Cat. I've done Imelda May. I've done just, you know, Cyndi Lauper, even like people that you wouldn't know were into rockabilly as well. So, but I do like I said, to do psychobilly bands as well because I love psychobilly. So that's what we're going to do today. And also, I'm going to go ahead and throw a tiny disclaimer in there because I did have someone say that I do a lot of ums and uhs, and y'all, I have said it many times before. I am not the best speaker out louder kind of person when I'm trying to read something, which I am going to read something today. But I also have my own notes and stuff off the top of my head, which I do better with. Just I have trouble with public speaking, if you will. So yes, I'm going to stutter. Sorry. Deal with it or find a different video. So yeah. Anyway, Spook and the Ghouls came out in 1988, although they were formed in 1984. I also did want to mention that it's taken me a long time to find any information besides just their first and only album, which is Whitechapel Murders. And yeah, it is Whitechapel Murder. Yeah. I just want to make sure I read I know that. I just want to make sure that if it was with an S or no S. So, but yeah, so awesome. They're from the UK. Of course, we have, this is made up of 3 people. The girl that is on the front of the album, which is actually, it's an LP. It never went to a CD or anything like that. I actually don't know who she is. Like I said, it was really hard to find information until today. Like a week later of trying to find out all this information, I hit the jackpot with an actual interview from one of the band members. So yeah, and there's not many pictures, so just bear with me, okay? So this band was formed of Kex Sabafarge, also known as Dave Kingdon, which I'm wondering who's the guitarist. Trying to find out information about any of these members, like I said, was really hard, but I'm trying to figure out if he's with a band called the Stows or not, but I have not been able to confirm if it is this same Dave Kingdon or not. I have no idea. Like I said, I could not find any information about like half of anything, so I'm gonna do my best. And of course we have Simon Badminton, which is the lead singer. And then we have Vic Fontaine Greener, and you know, that's just the whole band. Great. 3 people. How many more people do you need? Stray Cats. They're a trio. Zombie Ghost Train was a trio. Coffin Cats. Trio. I mean, Relax trio. You know, the best bands, I feel a lot of the best bands come in 3s. You know, that's just all there is to say. So this, like I said, this is an LP. It never came out on anything except for you can get it on a Discog, which is basically a bootleg version of it. To my understanding, I might be wrong, but yeah, of the Whitechapel Murders. And you know, it's kind of like when I talked about ZGT, like you can't find, which they did go on a CD, so, but I mean, it's like really hard to find the music unless you do find the shit off of YouTube and download it onto your own CD or on your computer, which I know you're not supposed to do that, but y'all, I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s, so I mean, we had LimeWire, FrostWire, all that, so I mean, I'm no stranger to doing that, but I always like to try to find physical copies of stuff. Unfortunately, I do not own a record player, but a whole shitload of records that I've never listened to. So sorry, Johnny Cash and my horror sounds, but that just ain't happened. But you can buy it off of Discog for $15.45. It's got 14 songs on it. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure my laptop does not go to sleep for when I get to that part. So yeah. And I mean, they just kind of dispersed after that. It's kind of like the why did they call it quits thing, but nothing happened. There is no band beef because, you know, cool bands like this usually don't have beef. Usually. If they're smaller, they usually don't. They just didn't really make it, or they got disinterested, or they had other things that they were aspired to do. So yeah, definitely no beef or anything, which we will get into that. Yeah, I was gonna say that there is on a vinyl Zorch Factor 3 they are featured on. Spook and the Ghouls is featured on, along with like the Caravans and the Bootleggers, not bootlegged like Discog, I guess. Once again, that's how I took it, so if I'm wrong, please correct me. So Discog may not be that, but that's to my understanding. And you can actually download this digitally off of Amazon for $9.49, which also came out in 1988. So yeah, and it's like a mix of different cool 80s psychobilly shit, so you know. And once again, before I get into this interview thing and go into that, I did want to talk more about like the songs on it. Like obviously Demon Barber Fleet Street is actually the first song that I ever heard by them, and you can find it on YouTube, a video for it. I think they have another one, I'm not really sure. We'll find out. We'll find out in a minute. And I don't know, I did find them around the same time that I found ZGT, so yeah, I was like 14 or something like that. I never actually listened to the whole album, if you will, but they do like, it's kind of like a mix of not just solely psychobilly, like they have like one that sounds like horror western or dark western, which reminds me a lot of Ghoul Town, which I love Ghoul Town. Y'all know I love western shit. You add some bats and some zombies and it's perfect. It's perfect. So yeah, and they did an AC/DC cover as well. So yeah, it's kind of like a mix of not just straight up psychobilly and not just rockabilly. It's like a mixture of a couple of different horrors, but still keeping like, you know, the double bass and stuff like that. So I do enjoy it very much. So there's that. And now I'm gonna get a sip of water before my tongue falls out. Okay. So now we are going to get into how I found this interview. Because like I said, this was so hard to find out any information about any of these people. And lo and behold, Vic Greener did an interview back in 2007. You can find this yourself. It's on, October 2007 is when he did this interview. So it's on Old School Rock, psychobilly.htm, whatever. I'll leave it linked below. But yeah, and I was like, jackpot. And that's why I've been so excited to finally do this, because I was like, how am I going to make a video about Spook and the Ghouls when I can't find out shit about them? Like, come on, y'all. How am I going to do that? Thank you, Vic Greener from 2007, because let me tell you, and I do want to mention that he's actually a tattoo artist now. He's actually a tattoo artist now, and he was then I don't know if he was just starting out back then or not, but yeah, and you can find, like, I didn't want to add any photos of him or anything because, for one, he don't really have any, and two, I don't know him, and I don't want him to get pissed off if he does watch this and be like, stole my shit. So yeah, I don't, because you know he's still alive and kicking. He's doing well. So I mean, I will put all of his stuff linked down below, like his Instagram and stuff. But yeah, oh yeah, what was the tattoo shop actually? It's in Newcastle. Yes, it's in Newcastle. Secret Garden Tattoo. So I thought that was cool as shit. So, and that's how I found all that. Now I follow him. Really cool. He does some pretty cool work, which I'll never get done because I'll probably never get to go to the UK. So, but hey, we can wish in one hand and shit in the other, right? So anyway, let's get into this interview. And this was made by John McVicker, if I'm saying that correctly. Yes. So he said, please give details on y'all, I'm already fucking up. Please give details on when formed the band and the lineup. He said, we formed in 1984 and released the album in 1988. The band was formed by Spook, which is Simon, on double bass and Vox, myself, which is voice, myself on drums, and Kex on guitar. This was the lineup that recorded Whitechapel Murders. We had many guitarists come and go over the years. Couldn't find information about that, so sorry. By the way. First gig, what were they like? Did you support any names on the Psycho scene? And he said, first gigs were nerve-wracking, mainly small local gigs, but we did end up supporting Guanabats 3 times. I love Guanabats. Frenzy, the Meteors. I love the Meteors. And also played on the same bill with many of the bands at the time, such as Demented Argo, my all-time favorite, Torment, and Flintstones and Long Tall Texans, etc. Y'all, if you want me to do a video on Demented Argo, please let me know, because I would actually love to do that, but, you know, I get nervous about shit. Anyways, how did you deal with nervous, and who was the girl on the cover? I'm about to get my answer right here about the girl on the cover, because I like learning new shit with y'all as I'm making these videos too. So we're about to get the answer. He said, like most bands at the time, we sent off loads of demos to various labels. Roy Williams of Nervous Records came to see us play at a small venue called the Red House in Newcastle. That very night, he offered us a deal saying we were different to anything he had heard at the time. The girl on the cover is my cousin Catherine and was only there for the photo shoot, much to our pleasure. Well, your cousins were really cute, so... Are you on any other releases? Sorry, y'all, I need glasses. Still never got my glasses, so, you know, that's why I'm like, what did that say? We feature on the Zorch Factor albums, and there's a promo video of the track Demon Barber out there somewhere. YouTube, I'm sure he knows that by now. I'm sure they all do. YouTube is awesome in some ways and sucks in others, though. But I still love YouTube. Why and when did you split? We split in 1991/92 due to other commitments. For me personally, it was needed to concentrate 100% on building up my tattoo business. That's how I found him. What happened to the other members of the band? We all just go on with our normal everyday likes. That's what it says, everyday likes, work, family, etc. Any regrets from your time in the band? I only regret not having made loads of money, but other than that, I enjoyed the ride. Fair enough. What are you up to these days? Any chances of a reformation? Keep in mind, this is 2007, not 2025. Simon, Spook, and myself have been best mates for the last 20 plus years. In fact, as I'm a tattoo artist, I am tattooing him tonight. That's pretty dope. Reform, it's funny you should ask. As I said earlier, we went through loss of a guitarist and lost contact with them all. However, last year, 2006, we got in touch with Mick, one of our ex-guitarists who's able to play a few gigs with us. Unfortunately, he has now had to quit due to other commitments, so we are looking for a new local competent, don't come for me, guitarist. Anyone interested, call, I'm not going to say the number, plus me and Simon have a part-time band with 2 members of the punk band Demon 340, and could soon be gigging as Spook and the Demons. Cheers! So, I did look that up. The band he mentioned, Demon 340, however you want to say it, pronounce it. I couldn't find anything. It was literal cars, no bands at all. So I don't think or know if that ever even happened. Like I said, this was 2007. So that interview was made, and I mean, it's literally the only thing, which thank you so much once again, because I gave me so much information, and it's so fucking cool to, you know, like I said, you know, learn things even with you guys, because I like to do these because we both get a surprise, and I think it's fucking awesome. So, you know, I don't always have to, you know, put on my professor hat and give myself some perfect Betty Bangs and think that I'm, you know, rockin' professor over here, but I really am. No, just kidding. But yeah, so there you have it. And like I said, I will link all of. No, guys, I don't do drugs, okay? I was sick for Christmas and had a fever for like 2 days, okay? So, and I'm making this like a week after that since I am taking January off, taking a break. So, yes, first video of the year, very excited. So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope that y'all will check out my other videos. I also do rockabilly movie reviews, like most of them are horror. I do hair, makeup, and anything you can think of. I am Porky Pig, also full-time job, you know, so yeah. So I will leave that all linked, and also his stuff as well, as I said. And let me know what your favorite Spook and the Ghouls song is, or if it's been years since you've heard of them, or when you first heard them. And yeah, we'll just go from there. If you know anything too, if you've ever seen them before, because I do know I have a few subscribers on here that are from the UK, including one of my good friends, YouTube friends. I don't know her personally, but yeah, so just let me know if you have, because I think that's really cool if you have. So yeah, once again, thank y'all so much, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more content like this, and it really helps my tiny ass channel. And of course, as always, don't forget to keep it rocking.
Pissed in his pants as you drunk to cat. He's wearing 1956 underwear.